Nation. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building. You guys know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of the Graphk and Stu Show. I am one of your hosts, Graphk Raider. My brother's getting his situation situated behind the scenes, but he is backstage. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, we appreciate you guys so much for rocking with us, whether you're watching on my channel or Stu's channel. We appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure you wipe them feet, get those likes up, and also hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Gonna be breaking down a few players today. Got my brother Stu in the building. Stu, what's up, brother?
Hey, man, how was the 4th?
Oh, man, you know what, bro? It was chill. It was literally sitting around the house, barbecue, movies. We didn't do nothing. Did you go? You didn't see the fireworks? Well, we went outside in the front. Well, where we live, man, the police be on some weird shit.
Yeah,
so you can't really get away with
the hood, so I get it.
Yeah, but what's good with you, man? How was the 4th with you?
It was good. About 2 years ago, about maybe 3 years ago, was the last time I went to actual fireworks. Man, it was like about 45 minutes of fireworks. After about like 25, bro, like I just started freaking out, and like I went and sat in the car. And
yeah, man.
It was just too much. I don't know if it was the lights or the explosions or something with the way my brain is or what, but
yeah, bro.
It's so like we lit off a couple here at the house, and then Chrissy took the kids. There's a bridge that goes over the Wabash here in Lafayette, and they do a pretty good deal there. And then so we had that Friday. And then Sunday, we had Avery. We celebrated her birthday yesterday, even though her birthday is tomorrow, but she turned 6.
Nice.
So yeah, so we did that. And then actually my sister's birthday's today. So it's been busy. And then we got the house. Did I tell you we sold the house, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
When was the last time I was on? What, about a month ago?
I think we did one a couple weeks ago.
I think that was before the house sold. So actually, it was that weekend. That's right. That weekend, we had about 5 days to get the rest of the stuff out. So that house is done. All the stuff's in our house. Now we're just
putting it all together,
moving stuff around, getting things finished, and that type of stuff. So yeah, man. So we're doing pretty good.
I love it.
My car's fixed. You saw the Papa
Smurf, bro. I seen that. I was like, dude, yeah, you ready for the summer?
It still needs a little tweaks here and there, but
you ready for the summer, bro?
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Salute to the chat, man. So today we're going to do something, well, not something different. We've done this in the past where Stu picks a few players, watches some tape, takes some notes on them. So what we're going to do today, you guys, is this. We have 4 players, but we know our brother Stu, right? He's going to fill up notebook after notebook after notebook, okay? So what we're going to do is have 2 players today, and then we're going to have 2 players, whether it's tomorrow or the rest of the week, we will cover it. So we wanted to make sure that we gave these 2 players as much flowers as possible, give them some critiques and all that good stuff. And we didn't want to, just sit here for 2 hours, you guys, breaking down 4 different players. So what 2 players did you choose today, Stu?
So we're going to go over Ashton Jeanty. I kept saying Gentry for some reason. I don't know why.
Everybody does it. Everybody does it.
Yeah. Ashton Jeanty, and then probably, as far as my research goes so far, probably, even though there's a lot, but probably my favorite player is Dante Thornton.
I love it. I love it. A friend of the show, and I definitely want to get your input on it.
Have you had him on?
Twice. Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Okay, cool.
Yeah, in the last month.
I want to say this. Just doing a little bit of research that I did on these guys, and again, we'll talk about Ashton and Dante. They just seem like really good dudes, man.
Yes. That was the trend, Stu, with this draft. was
Man,
all
like
these kids
really like when you hear them talk and
yes.
I'll go over some of the stuff, but like their mindset, they know history,
articulate, very smart, winners, great characters. This is what they did in this year's class, and we're going to go over Darian.
Josh Spytek. He's the
John Spytek.
Oh, sorry, John Spytek.
But we're also going to go over Darian Porter, you guys, and Tommy Malott later on in the week. Those are also guys proven track records. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about Darian Porter because he's a converted wide receiver turned DB. And I'm hearing
really? Okay.
I'm hearing that he's flashing right now at OTAs and minicamp. Once again, the pads aren't on yet, so we'll kind of get a better idea of where he is in the 17th when the rookies report. But I'm excited.
Can you believe how close it is?
Bro, right on the corner. Already.
My nephew's about to play like in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So look for our guy, Ian. I cannot wait to see Ian in the preseason as well.
Yeah, bro.
That's going to be fun to watch. Salute to my guy, Savage, man. Gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. My brother, I appreciate you. Salute to my guy, Sav, as always, coming through and rocking with me. If you guys missed out on those 5, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It definitely helps us keep the lights on. 10, yeah, man. Still want to – hey, look, what's funny was we had 3 offensive players and 1 defensive player. And these are the 2 players that Stu chose to talk about today. So stay tuned.
Let me say this. I can be a fan of offensive players.
Yes.
It's hard. I mean, I'm a fan of defensive players. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's just I can enjoy and sit and watch an offensive guy.
Yes.
Defense, I always seem to – there's always critiquing or coaching or stuff going on. So
you kind of get to enjoy it a little bit more. It's just
my favorite position on the team is, right?
What wide receiver?
No, tight ends, man. You know I love pause.
Well, big pause.
But tight end is one of my favorite positions, man.
You've definitely said that. You've definitely said that in the past. But hey, I'm excited to hear about it. Salute to LT, says W Stu. Salute to my guy in the building. As always, and before we get to
hold on, wait. How does the basement look?
Oh, bro, fire.
It's getting there. We're gonna have it paint. I got a guy coming in to paint it, but
I gotta be real, Stu. The last one was just so legendary. It's gonna be a little difficult for me to kind of get used to it. You know what I'm saying?
You'll get used to it.
When I come down there and I see it, I'll
see
get
what's nice is over here you can't see it, but I have a full refrigerator here, but it's gonna be a wet bar, so we don't ever have to go upstairs.
We're gonna have a lot of drunken nights out there in West Lafayette. I want to show you this real quick. Since we're talking about our guy, rookie Ashton Jeanty.
Yeah, I want to see this.
We picked him at number 6 in this year's draft class. Everybody's expecting a ton from him. His rookie. Look at this, Stu. These are his new Nike Dunk Low unlocked by Ashton Jeanty. So they just dropped.
So is this something where, because I know a couple of years, well, God, probably 20 years back, Nike came out with like 5 like dunk, like because I remember I have those Rasheed Wallace's.
Yes.
Are these similar? Are there other guys that have different?
No, these are only the Ashton Jeanty, but what you can do is you can design them yourself. So this is, I guess, the design that Ashton chose to go with. What I did was I went in there and turned everything silver and black. And
I was going to say, I wonder why the
Boise,
red, blue, and black.
The Boise connection.
Boise's
I think
orange.
maybe Boise State and then the Raiders kind of.
Or maybe his high school was red or something from Tallahassee or something.
No, well, he went to high school out here at Lone Star, and I don't.
Oh, but he's from Tallahassee.
Yeah, he's born in Jacksonville, that area.
Sorry, Jacksonville.
Yes, but he was raised out here. But these are some cold shoes. I'm definitely putting my issue in. I'm getting mine.
Where do you get them from?
Nike.com. I'm going to show you the ones I put. I put some snakes.
Yeah, let me see the Raider version.
I gotta say, I'll send them to your phone.
Okay.
I'll send them to your phone.
Looks like, is that like a velvet or like
it's a snake skin? But you can do it. You can do velvet.
Bro, he went with with the boots I sent you. Why am I forgetting?
The UAs.
Yeah, but the Lester Hayes.
The Lester Hayes. Yeah, the Lester Hayes joint. Matt says yes. Boise State. Remember they had the all blue football field.
I remember they're blue, but I know they're orange as well. So that's why I was just wondering with the red. Yeah,
I think he kind of mixed it up. Probably
just ugly blue field.
There you go. Salute the 10 Commandments real quick as well on a $10 special, my guy. Stu, what did you fear the most before we get to it in opposing wide receivers that you faced? Speed, route running, or size? Who was the receiver you hated facing during your career? That's a great question. Salute the 10 Commandments.
Actually, this will actually be a good segue into Dante because one of the guys I'm going to bring up is a guy like Calvin Johnson, right? Which is a guy that he said he kind of mentored his game after. And they actually have, I found some stats where they actually have a more of a connection than probably people even know. But anyways.
Love it.
I was always more like, if you get beat by speed, you just,
what can you do about it?
That's like playing a dude in NFL and he just runs the go route every time and just throws it up. Like, whatever. But if you're going to get like physically beat down on national TV, like that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
So like I told you, I like to face. I would have more stress thinking about facing a physical running back than I would like a LaDainian Tomlinson or a Darren Sproles or something. Yeah. So I would say probably size and strength, man. Like a Hines Ward, like
very physical blocker.
Like, God, I'm forgetting names here from the Florida guy, big ass dude that played for Arizona Cardinals, Ravens.
Oh, it's about
Anquan Bolden, guys like that. Guy like Calvin Johnson.
Yes,
big physical guys that can just outman you. And I guess that's what it comes down to is man to man. Who's the better man? Just because someone's fast, you like running away from people.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And that's not really. I mean, it's a great talent. Speed kills, but when I like those dudes that get off the bus and you're like,
whoa,
oh shit.
Yeah.
Or you see him in warm-ups and like a Metcalf, like
DK.
All right, hey, I gotta get my shit together today.
So I love that because, like you said, the perfect segue. We're gonna talk about a guy now that's 6'5", big body speedster.
It says 205.
Yeah. He'll put a little weight on.
Yeah.
A little bit of muscle. This is rookie season, so he'll get right. But and he was training out there in Arizona, so I know he was trying to pack on some more muscle.
He was training at the same place I trained, right?
Yeah. We talked about that off the screen, definitely. This is a guy that he's already taking the Raiders by storm and early on OTAs, minicamp, and once again, you expect that from a speedy, big body guy, right?
This is where a speed guy does excel.
Yes.
Is in situations. And not saying he's not going to on the field.
Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying.
He's a physical, strong kid. But right now, this is where he should really be highlighted. You know what I'm saying? Like a guy like Jeanty, that's not his. I mean, even though he is fast as hell and great vision, but you're going to see him more impressive when you put the pads on.
Yeah, because most of his stats come off after contact. So that's when you get the chance to see what Jeanty can honestly do. The balance, the vision, all that will be on display when they get the pads on. But Dante's a guy, man, that didn't have a ton of production, Stu, at the college level, right? Went to Oregon for, I believe, a season, transferred over, to Tennessee, where their offense is kind of it's very specific.
Yeah.
I mean, with him, he didn't really get an opportunity to display his route tree. It was kind of a 9 route, just like you said. Go, run to go. Run to go. Yeah. I mean, it's simple and plain. But he didn't get the ball a ton, but he did lead college football in yards per catch, right?
Yes, it is. He led the league in, I think it was 20 plus yards per catch or whatever. Yes,
which is 25.4 per catch. That's crazy. 600.
So right here, he was one of 12 players in football to record 99.9 or be graded on his route running of 20 plus yards. He was rated almost 100, which is almost he runs them perfect. Anything past 20 yards.
And you think about this, he only caught the football 26 times in 13 games, and he had 661 yards. Once again, 25.4 a clip, which is crazy. 6 touchdowns. This is a guy, man, that we're expecting a ton of right now. Early on, a lot of people, beat writers, people that I've talked to close to the team that are in the building, has said that Dante looks like he's going to be a starter from day one. This is a guy that can play opposite of Trey Tucker, both on the boundary. That allows Jacoby and Jack Besh and those guys to eat up the middle of the football field in the slot. Give me some thoughts on this.
Well, I want to start off by this. One thing, I was watching the Silver and Black. Was it Silver and Black or Black and Silver show? I always forget which way.
Silver and Black show.
Silver and Black show with Eric Allen and stuff like that. And
yes.
And they said that he was, which connects me again. I always try to find some type of connection or whatever. Yeah. But he was the Al Davis pick.
Yes.
In this draft,
yes.
right?
Yes.
So that brought back memories. And they asked. He says, you were anointed as the Al Davis pick. Mm-hmm. And he said it's the DNA of the Raiders.
Yep.
He said, I'm gonna hold up the standard. And he said the things that the Raiders love is big, tall receivers. So I like the fact that he knew a little bit of the history
yes.
of the Raiders.
I can tell you behind the scenes, because we talked about that on the show. He's done his homework.
Yeah.
A ton. I've spoken to his manager, his agent behind the scenes. We frequently text and stuff. They're new to the Vegas area, so they're trying to find places to eat and all that other stuff. So we communicate a ton. He's definitely doing his homework on this.
I respect when a younger player
yes
knows a little bit about the history. I appreciate, which I learned from the best Blue Go Willie Brown. Yep.
But killing grass, baby, and all that. But the good thing is, right, Stu, you were once the Al Davis pick.
Yes, I was. Yeah. So they said, is there a little more pressure on that? And obviously, yeah, there is a little bit more pressure when you know that, because it might be a little bit different since Al's watching from above rather than calling you on the game phone. But it's definitely a title that I mean, there's no more respect as a football player as you get as being Al Davis's pick.
It doesn't get any better than that. If there's a Mount Rushmore for the NFL, I'm sorry, Al, he's one of those spots for sure.
Okay, so I thought this was really cool. One of 3 players ever of 6'4" or taller to run a 4.35.
Crazy.
The other 2, Calvin Johnson and Metcalf.
Yep.
And then if we talked about that, and then one thing I liked is they talked about, I guess they were on there and they were talking about that there's been some quarterback issues. A lot of guys getting hurt. And he talked about Aiden O'Connell's kind of been the main guy, but he talked about catching a ball from Geno Smith. And he said that it's got a lot of velocity coming in, but it's a soft catch. He said it's one of the easiest balls he's ever one of the easiest balls he ever caught. And
as you double down, baby, I love it.
I thought that was very encouraging to hear that.
Yes.
And then again, you talk about watching film. He does. Not only is he fast, but he's got great acceleration. Yes. He ran a 4.30.
Crazy.
And his 10 was a 1.51, so he's coming out fast. 33-inch vertical, so he's explosive.
Yeah.
And his broad jump was a 10.6, which also shows explosiveness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you have a guy like that, and I really love this. He said, they asked what his favorite routes were, and he said a go route and a post route, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said that.
What receiver? That's kind of every receiver's.
Well, yeah, I don't know though, because guys can't do that in the league.
Yeah,
you're going to have corners that can keep up with you.
No, for sure. I just mean as youngins coming up, it's always like, I want to run a 9 or give me the ball.
I want to run deep.
Yes.
I want to run deep.
Yes.
But what I liked about it though is as a rookie, and I remember this, and one thing he talked about big time was him really leaning on Jacoby Meyer.
Yes.
Like really learning from Jacoby.
He's put his arm around him. We talked about that as well.
Great. That's what veterans are supposed to do. And there's a quote that Jeanty had later on about how they brought in during the rookie minicamp, they brought in veterans to kind of talk.
Yes.
And they brought up Raheem Mostert, which Raheem Mostert's been around a long time, led the NFL in touchdowns a couple years ago, obviously a Purdue guy.
33 years old. Yep.
Guy that I know personally. He said that, yeah, he's helped me out with football, but the better thing he's helped me out with is just in life, off the field.
Yep.
And you always hear me talk about Ray Buchanan. I was so lucky to have the veterans that I had with Charles Woodson and Ray Buchanan and Philip Buchanan and Warren Sapp and Burgess and Willie Brown and these type of guys. That's how you become. I remember I've talked about years prior where I don't know if we had those type of guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know.
We talked about that a ton. Yes.
Yeah, where, hey, rookie, this is what you need to do. And again, I'm kind of getting off topic, but Jeanty said that they talked about everyone has a routine, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now that you're in the league, you're doing a different routine.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can keep some of the stuff that you do,
mm-hmm.
but there's an NFL routine. It's different.
Yes.
And what you do is, as a rookie, you don't know. So all they should be doing is like, again, with Dante, looking at Jacoby and just taking fucking notes.
You know what Jack Bech said?
Raheem, taking notes.
You know what Jack Bech said, Stu, our second rounder wide receiver out of TCU.
Okay.
We'll talk about him more later on, but he went to Jackson Powers Johnson's house, right? They had like a barbecue and all the rooks came by. It was
I bet you that was a good time.
I know, right? Because Jackson's just that dude. 7 p.m. Jack Bech says, "Hey, brother, I got to leave." And Jackson's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I got to get home and I got to get my playbook." And Jackson was saying that these rooks, like, they're locked in, Stu. Like, they're locked in. You know, one thing about Dante that he spoke about on this channel as well was the connection with Gino off the field. Like, he's like a big brother, and he's putting his arm around him. It's so good to see that. And you know what? I want to say this. Gino's not the first. Derek Carr was doing that as well. He was a great representation as a teammate, father, and all that other good stuff. But I just love to see that these rooks are locked in. They're dialed in. And you know, with Bech, he's got a little bit more, I think, on his plate because he was a second-round guy. He traded back twice and took him. Dante, man, is a fourth-round guy. And the one thing I loved about what he kind of mentioned a little bit was the expectations are there, but he's just like, man, I'm just having fun. I'm just having fun. Like, I don't want to overthink this. It's football. I'm not saying there's no pressure, but there's not. Oh, for sure there is.
It's different. You're a fourth, and again, I'm not downplaying fourth round pick, but there's not as much. And you remember I talk about this all the time. The higher pick you are, and the more money you make, there's higher expectations. That's just how it goes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but also too, what he talked about Jacoby is he said one thing about Jacoby that he said he can do everything.
Everything. Yes.
He can throw it. He can run it. He can do deep. He can do short. Come across the middle. You know what I'm saying? And for him, I think what he was trying to get at was I need to be more diverse as a receiver. But I also like the fact when I talk about being a rookie, you gotta compartmentalize stuff, right? So just focus right now on what you're good at.
Yep.
And keep blinders on. And it looks like them coaches, and a good coach will do that too. Hey, listen, here's the 3 routes that you're going to be focusing on. I want you to make these 3 routes your best. Because again, you could be okay at everything, but
or you could be great at specific things. Yes.
Because there's other guys that we have to do other shit.
Yes.
Now, you want to be a complete player, and obviously people are going to know, he's going to run this, he's going to run this. And it's like, well, you know what? If that defense during practice knows what you're running and you still – and you still catch those balls, man, that's a mother right there, bro. When you know what they're going to run and you still can't stop it. So I like the fact that he's kind of, again, you just keep things simple because, again, man, that playbook, I mean, it's I don't know how Pete Carroll is, but I got to assume he's probably somewhat complicated, right? Maybe not like a John Gruden, but you want to keep shit simple.
Yeah, to be this successful, you know, what Pete has done up to this point. And, you know, Chip Kelly's calling the O. You can watch what he did in Ohio State last season.
Damn,
You know what I mean? And I'm just saying that he's like a chameleon, Stu. Like, there's so many different things that Chip puts together. Like, every spot that he's been, UCLA, Ohio State, the Niners, Philly, he adapts to kind of where he is. You know,
okay, that's the main thing you just said right there is he adapts.
Yeah.
What bad coaches do is they come in and they try to take a player that's not used to doing something and adapting to
play against their strength. Yeah.
It's like, no, you go in, you see what you got, and you go, this is what he's good at, this is what he's good at, this is what he's good at. Now let me do my job and put them in the best position to highlight their abilities.
Yes.
Rather than taking a guy who's good at doing deep routes, and all of a sudden now they're doing 5-yard curls and unders, and it's like, why?
Why get away from what worked? You drafted him for this specific reason for what he put on tape.
As well as, guys at safety, let's move him to linebacker.
Oh my God.
The
Raiders have been like kings of that in recent memory. Let's go get Let's go get a converted quarterback and turn him into a running back and Lynn Bowden Jr. Let's see how that works. Didn't work. Let's make Tanner Muse. Let's convert him. Let's man, real quick. Salute to Flocka Waka. I love the backwards name. Bowers and Jeanty are going to be scary together. Raiders could be legit very soon. Hope you guys had a great 4th. You as well, my brother. We appreciate you so much. Salute to CGR as well, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. One of them, my fathers. I see a hug in the building too, my brother. CGR, I appreciate you, man. Salute to all the new members in the building because of one of the GOATs, CGR, and also salute to Mike Downs. The system, he's been preaching this all off season. The system, organization, people responsible for what they do. That's how you win and build a winning franchise. Raiders. Salute to my guy, Mike.
That's a good coach goes to each player and says, this is what I want you to focus on.
Yep.
This is what I want you to focus on. Rather than, hey, guys, go out there and play great. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, that's what we're all trying to do, but I need to know what I'm doing when it's nickel package, dime package. Do I need to focus? Do I need to make sure that the corner's doing this? Do I need to worry about this? No, listen, here's the 10 things that you are focusing on. And the next guy, his 10 things are going to be different. The guys up front, their next 10 things are going to be different. Now, that's why the quarterbacks get paid so much money, is because they do have to know everything.
But you know what, with Dante, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, bro. With this situation is like this. The expectations, he's a 4th round guy, right? Max is a 4th round guy. You're a 3rd round guy.
I know Max had said something during the draft or something.
So the middle of the pack in terms of the draft. But to me, I'm looking at it like this. The expectations aren't that high because essentially you have a 2-time Pro Bowler as a quarterback now that just came over. You got Brock Bowers, who is one of the focal points of your offense. You got Jacoby, a Swiss Army knife that does everything right. And now you have Jeanty, which Pete Carroll loves to run the football. That is going to make Dante's life so much more easier.
You don't feel like, and again, I go back because there was comparisons made. Dante talked about, who do you kind of compare yourself to?
Yes.
And, oh God, what did
I know one of the guys
he said, wait.
Was it Nico Collins?
Nico Collins, and then he Nico Collins, but then he talked about Julio Jones and Megatron.
Yes.
Another guy I would think is a Randy Moss.
And a lot of people in the chat always mention Randy Moss when Dante's on the show.
And one thing Randy was, remember back when he was there those 2 years, he almost felt like if he didn't get it, it wasn't going to happen. And that's just you can't. And the defense knew it too. That's why he'd be, double, triple teamed, right?
Yeah.
But again, and I'm just going to take a second. What made Randy Moss so great was, guys, I'll be triple teamed, but y'all got to come up and make some plays, right?
Yeah, make up for it.
Yeah.
And we didn't. And that's the thing that sucked about the Randy era was we didn't really have the guys in order to kind of pick up the slack of. Look, Randy's like you said, I'm double, triple, man. Like I remember everybody questioned his effort on plays and this and that.
He was getting blasted.
No, he definitely was getting killed. I mean, we watched a few games.
And he was getting 0 calls. The only time they called shit for him was when it was an offensive pass interference.
Yeah. Yep.
Bullshit.
And we watched a ton of games at your house with Randy in the mix. And I got to question a lot of people about the whole effort and stuff like that. Once again, when you even if you're a veteran, when you're seeing other guys aren't like, bro, like go clean up. Like they're on me. Go clean up.
I don't care. I don't care. I just want a W. I'm still going to get the same check on Tuesday if I have 0 catches or 5. So y'all go get some shit, man.
Yeah. Facts. I mean, let me ask you this. Looking at Dante, that like you said, hovering around that 200, range, that 6'4" or 6'5" body. I mean, what does he remind you of? It's easy to say Julio. It's easy to say, Megatron, Randy. Once again, I think Randy a little bit more because he's lean like Randy. He kind of has that Randy build.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he's really lean. He's still a rookie, so he'll put some more muscle on. I think Julio was more, Megatron was more.
Yeah,
Nico for sure. Nico is down there with the Houston Texans, 6'4". Guy, I can see that. I can definitely see that. But I do see a Randy kind of big.
I'm trying to think of back.
I'm only asking because I know you played with Randy, in Oakland, so I know you were around.
Well, let me just first say this: I need to be careful about making comparisons.
Yes, to one of the greatest of all time.
I don't like, especially when a kid's just coming up.
Yes.
So I mean that's too much pressure on
Yeah.
On
And
him.
then it really raises the expectations.
Yeah. So let me just say it's just automatic similarities with the size and the speed. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Got you.
God, I was going to say like a Plexico Burress, but he wasn't as fast. You know what I mean?
A lot of people mention Martavius Bryant, the former Pittsburgh Steeler wide receiver, kind of that same build. I think that Dante.
I got a kind of a guy, a Braylon Edwards.
Ooh, Michigan.
But faster.
I think Braylon was one of those most underrated wide receivers at that time.
Well, look again, where was he at?
Jets and
Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Braylon played with who did he play with out there with the Jets?
I think it was just the Cleveland and Jets, wasn't it?
Yeah, I want to see who his quarterback was at that time.
Charlie Fry.
It's pretty tough. Damn, man. I didn't realize that Braylon played for a while though. He played for 7, 8 years.
Yeah, no. He's a close friend of mine. He wants to come on the show sometime too.
You got to bring him on. Braylon is dope, bro. That's one of my.
Me and him were friends. Me and him were friends because he's from Michigan,
from Detroit.
Yeah,
yep.
And he ran track and stuff. So I've known him a long time. Great dude.
But I see what you're saying. 6'3", 214. But once again, Dante's speed is on a whole nother level.
Yeah, I would say Braylon's actually when you talked about guys that Braylon Edwards will embarrass you physically and route running wise, and he'll talk a ton of shit to you. Make you feel stupid.
That Detroit shit, bro. Nah, I love it. But
I want to bring this up. One of the things they talked about, was the great fans in Oregon, the great fans in Tennessee, and he talked about what does he know about the tradition of the Raider Nation or whatever. And one of the things right away he said, "I'm gonna be running to the black hole every fucking time."
Yeah,
every time. So. Yeah. Again, I thought, just the fact that because there were guys we had on our teams within the last 6 years, I don't think gave a shit about anything besides themselves.
Yeah, get the money.
I got it figured out.
Yeah.
Who do you study? Oh, I don't need to study. No, I study me.
I just do me. Yeah.
All right, dude, let's see how that works out.
Oh, no, Dante, he's completely bought in. And I forgot, I wanted to say, I said it earlier, you guys, 1 year. He was in Oregon for 2 years before he transferred to Tennessee. So he spent his freshman and sophomore year in Oregon before he transferred.
So he left early then.
Yeah, he hit the transfer portal, went to Tennessee and played 2 seasons there. Guys. But I look, man, let me ask you this.
Wait, hold up. Come down and say hi real quick. They just got back from swimming lessons. Say hello to Uncle Doc's.
What's up, sweetheart?
Hi.
I'm surprised you're not in the kitchen.
My little twinnie.
What's up, my boy?
Hey, Alex, that's all. I can't get that out of his hands. Show him what's in your hands.
I love it. I love it. What's up, nephew?
Show your face, buddy.
Hey, when I come out there next time, I'm going to your game next time.
Say hi to the nation.
Hi.
All right, guys. Okay, I got to do the show, okay?
Salute the time, man. Raiders countdown.
Wait, hold on. You got to see this. Put that in.
Oh, yeah, the grill.
Yeah. Look at
I got to get Elijah a new one now, man.
Come over here and show it, bud.
Justin Jefferson, who?
He's like, Dad, I want a grill. I want a platinum grill. So if he does this shit when he's older, we're going to go to Johnny Dang and we're both going to get something.
Right down in Houston, baby.
Oh, baby, come on. Okay.
Salute to the little ones.
Guys.
Salute to Houston, too, because I may be out there on Friday near Houston. Landon Roberts has a camp for the kids.
Hey, how's sorry, forgive me, I just cut you off.
No, you're good. I always do it to you. So
how's the flooding?
We're not experiencing anything up here.
Okay.
So prayers to Texas and stuff, but there's nothing going on up here.
Where is it?
I think it's down by the border, I believe, right? I believe, but
Chrissy told me a terrible story that there was a summer camp and 20 kids from the camp are missing or something.
Yeah, they found a few of. It's in Austin. Okay, Raider Nation. It's in Austin. Damn, so that's really only like a couple hours away from.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're pretty. Yeah, okay. Anyways, yeah, prayers to everyone down there, man. Jeez. Hey, what's up, bro?
What's up?
I see you with the Jordan.
Get out of here, fool. Salute to my boy. No, let me finish up the show. But salute to Arlen as well, being a member for 37 months. My brother, I appreciate you so much. Salute to George, man. Says rest in power. Raider Mort, the OG of OGs. Yes, I wanted to say that too, George. I seen Lincoln Kennedy and JT go on Twitter and say that one of our super fans, man, one of our guys, one of the originals, Mort passed away. So, man, yeah, prayers going out to him.
How old was he?
For sure. I don't remember. I think he was a little older. But
I've been seeing off topic on my side, like 4 or 5 people have been passed away, and like some of them have been young football players, man.
It's wild.
Like 22, 23 years old.
I gotta text my boy.
Be safe out there, people.
You guys, hold on real quick. I gotta text my guy. Now that I know it's near Austin, I gotta make sure one of my boys
is all right.
Yeah, man. One of my guys I came up with moved out there. But yeah, man. So
I do want to one more. Remember, you know the actor Michael Madsen from Kill Bill and stuff. Mm-hmm. Great actor. I actually met him when I was down for the celebration of Carl Weathers' life, and I met him down there with his son, and he just passed away a couple days ago at like 58 or 59 or something. So be careful out there, people.
Yeah, we got to take care of ourselves, man. And
well, let me say this: enjoy every day.
Yes, for sure. Real quick, man. Salute to Hug before we finish up the Dante Thornton Jr. conversation. Love you both. 50 in 2 days. Literally chasing this damn puppy around the house. To clarify, I wanted Ash, and the kid's family overruled me. Puppy's name is now Charlotte. Frenchies for life.
Oh, he got a French.
Stu knows about Frenchies.
He's got 2 of them too.
No, he got one. So he was really named Ash as an Ashton, but then the family overruled. They named it Charlotte.
Okay. What color? I wonder what color. Hey,
I'll send you the picture. He sent it to me.
Okay. In the beginning, bro. For the next 2 years, man, they are tough to. They are just.
Yeah.
They're great dogs, but.
I want to put this out there as well while we're on the conversation, you guys. Salute and rest in paradise to one of the legends, Young Noble from the Outlaws, Tupac's group. You know, one of my good dude. I've been around him several times, done shows, with him in the building. I want to say, man, rest in paradise to Young Noble. He passed in Atlanta a few days ago. He was in his 40s, really young.
Golly.
Scary, man.
What they say,
scary.
Heart failure?
It was a mental health thing. It was a suicide. So yeah, man, that's what they're ruling it now. So I just want to put it out there, man. Rest in paradise to a legend, Young Noble as well. While we're on the topic, so anything else you got for Dante on the way out, brother?
They were making the comparison to James Jett. Obviously, he's a bit smaller.
Speed. Yeah. I don't. And to be honest,
was that Notre Dame?
No, James played for.
I'm thinking of the Missile and the Rocket.
Yeah, the Rocket Ishmael and Timmy were there. Yeah. He played at West Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my guy. The one thing about James is he'll take the top off of a defense, but he had problems sometimes securing the football. I don't think that Dante's going to have that issue. James has some drops. I used to be really, really frustrated sometimes with James Jett growing. That was one of my favorite players. And I'm like, dude, come on, bro. You got to catch the damn football, man.
Oh, that's okay.
It was ugly. You know what I'm saying? But I love
player. There's a player that we had during my era who's a phenomenal college coach right now, a great friend of mine. I'm not going to say his name, but speed all day long, but it was just struggled with that.
Because a lot of these guys are track stars. You know what I'm saying?
He was. The guy I'm talking about was. And you know who it is.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. But it's difficult sometimes to be that quick, and because they just think that's going to translate. It's like, he's fast.
Usain Bolt. It's different. That straight ahead is different than when you got to adjust and look and this and do all that type of stuff. So I do want to say this though.
Happy birthday, Hug. We love you, bro.
For sure. Is it? Whose birthday?
Hug D's in 2 days. He said 50. So we want to say happy birthday to our brother.
50?
Hug as well. Yeah, that motherfucker old as shit.
Oh shit, that half century boy.
Yeah, man. It's
He
50.
said, his favorite routes, he said deep post goal ball. But then they asked, well, what's your approach to every play? And the thing that I like that he said, he goes, it depends on the cornerback. It depends on the cornerback, depends on the route, depends on what down and distance, where I'm at on the field. So that's just showing me that
the wheels are turning.
Yeah. And when he watches film, because the guy in cover 3 in this play doesn't mean he's going to play cover 3 the same way in this situation. Yeah. Right? That's one thing I learned from Chuck Pagano, how to watch film. You study teams by the down and distance, the personnel grouping, where you're at on the field, motions. Yeah. And I didn't learn that until, probably my sophomore year of college, maybe not even then.
There's a way to kill grass watching film.
Yes. You're killing tape.
You're killing tape. There you go. There you go.
Actually, speaking of the greatness, Willie Brown, famer, Blue Go. So with me going through I have bins and bins of old Raiders gear, dude, that I forgot about. I pulled out 2, I think a shirt and a hoodie, Willie Brown signatures on them, dude. Yeah. Sick. Because I was like, man, I wish I would have got something, And I was like, oh, Blue Go. I was like, hell yeah.
And that move helped you find some shit.
Oh, some really, really cool, some good stuff that we'll take a look at when you come up here, man.
Definitely.
No, but I would just say at the end, I'm excited about him. I think Dante is going to be a guy that's going to play a lot.
Yes.
I really truly believe with our coach, with our offensive coordinator, with our quarterback, with the other guys around him, I think he's an all-rookie type of guy, along with Jeanty. I think that both those guys can make the all-rookie team because I think we have those veteran leaders now that are able to guide these young kids up.
Yeah, and also football-wise too, though, Stu, a quarterback whose bread and butter is the deep ball, i.e. Dante Thornton, and then also a guy that in the last year or so didn't have a ground game in Seattle. So now he has Ashton Jeanty to help, run the football to set up the pass.
And who do I say is the quarterback's best friend?
Oh, it's the running back.
No.
Oh, wait, what do you mean?
What did I just say? Did I say quarterback? Who's the quarterback's best friend on offense?
It's the running back, right?
I mean, it is. He's there, but
the center?
Oh, think about it. Who's my favorite player?
Oh, you mean tight end?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we got the best one in the NFL.
So there you have it. Yeah. Well, I always look at tight end as being like a rookie quarterback's best friend security blanket.
Well, okay, yeah.
But you're right. Brock you had an all-pro tight end. I mean, this is going to be different with Brock out there.
That dude's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
No. I've been collecting, and I don't know if anyone out there. I've been collecting, as you can see here. I got my little. I've been collecting cards lately, and I got some dope ass Brock Bauer rookie cards, man.
We were opening up packs left and right when I was out there. Real quick, let me get these 2 supers in. 10 Commandments. Knowing that we will run the ball out of spread. How's Thornton's desire and ability to block? He spoke about that 10 Commandments as well.
That's one thing I didn't.
Yeah, he spoke about that on the show. Like that's something that he's definitely working towards and want to get better in the blocking game. I mean, but look, I mean, he's lean, but he's a big body dude. I mean, and he can learn from Jacoby, one of the best blocking wide receivers in football.
And let me say this: his speed can be a block because. If you gotta respect him and he'll take that dude, you gotta go with him.
Yeah.
So just him running past the dude.
Yep.
But again, and we saw of Davante Adams where if he wasn't gonna get the ball or it was a run play, didn't do shit.
Nothing. Salute the hug. He says, Stu, I sent you pictures of the baby girl. So check your Instagram when you're done.
Awesome. Yeah.
How are we feeling about our number 6 pick, Ashton Jeanty, a guy that most people have a lot of high hopes, offensive rookie of the year type hopes. A guy that, once again, so many accomplishments on and off the football field. Stu, this is a guy that had an insane season last year in Boise State, had over 2,600 yards rushing, 29 touchdowns. He also had 138 yards in the air. This is a dude that is expected to be a top 5, if not the bare minimum top 10 running back his rookie season. A guy that the year prior also had 1,300 yards on the ground, but also had closer to 600 yards in the passing game.
Wow.
This is a dude that Pete Carroll has said early on that they're working on him to be a 3-down back. They don't want him to come off the field if they don't need him to. So they're trying to get him. I think Pete was kind of alluding.
In my head, would a comparison of Charlie Garner make
I love
sense?
it. I love that comparison, but a lot of people, and once again, we don't want to put the stock that high.
I think I know what you're going to say.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Okay. Really?
LT, he gets a lot of LaDainian talk. Yes, a guy that with him, you can catch.
I was going to say like Adrian Peterson or like
catch the football out the backfield. He's elusive. The balance. I just the yards after contact. A lot of LaDainian talk.
Tiki Barbarish.
Ooh, I like that too. I haven't heard that one. I like that. But I mean, look, you're hearing this guy's rookie season be already ranked amongst some of the greatest running backs ever.
Which I think is fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I think that's fair.
I mean, coming off the season that he had, you're a top 10 pick, especially in today's world where the running back position is just bring another one.
This goes. Say it again. What did you just say?
It's like just the running back position is like it's like, hey man, just keep him on his rookie contract, get rid of him, bring another one in.
Diamond dozen.
Disposable.
Right? Diamond dozen, right?
Disposable. Yes, yeah. So I like what D. Bernie said. Maurice Jones-Drew 2.0. But I think
that's a good comparison. That's really good.
But Maurice only had, I believe, only a couple seasons where he had over 1,000 yards rushing. Once again, there was that 1-2 punch with him and Fred Taylor.
I don't think Maurice was that fast, though, is he?
No, hell no.
Yeah.
But he had Fred Taylor out there as well. They had that 1-2,
Along with they had Fred Taylor,
mm-hmm.
Maurice, and Greg Jones, I think, was there.
Was Greg out there for a while?
He was there for a little bit because I know when we played him in 2007. When did Maurice? Yeah, he was there in 2007. Yeah, so all three of them motherfuckers were there.
Raider Nation Beast Mode 2.0. Look, Pete Carroll winning guy. That's
what I thought. And I saw him. He's got the dreads, and he's fucking.
Yeah. Love it, bro. Love it. Short as shit, just stocky, little pit bull.
5'8.5". 5'8.5". I thought it had him at 211. He looks thicker than that, doesn't he?
Oh, decent. Maurice ran a 4.39.
Oh. So
I didn't know that.
Because this kid, Jeanty, ran a 4.45, right?
Yeah, but Maurice was a bowling ball. I didn't know he ran a 4.39.
Hey.
Holy shit.
My bad, Maurice. Shit.
More power to Maurice Jones-Drew. Holy shit. I wanted to look that up. But go ahead.
No, yeah. So, and again, they have these scoring or rankings during the season. His production score was 98, which is first in football. His athleticism, I think this is during the combine or the draft. His athleticism was 83, which is fourth among all the players. Yeah. And then his total score was 95, which is first. So when you look at on paper, I mean, you can't be any much better. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as far as the numbers go, led NCAA with 2,601 yards.
Yeah.
Heisman Trophy runner-up. I thought it was kind of funny when they were talking about his number change.
Yes.
Carlson's had to do that a couple times.
Carlson swapped back to 8 to his college number, and then he had 8 previously.
Yeah, because
Josh Jacobs went from.
No, they said it was Mariota.
Oh shit! Yeah, that was like a blur, bro. I keep forgetting that Mariota was even in the mix for a minute, but that's crazy.
Yeah,
real quick, I'm gonna say Maurice Jones-Drew had 3 seasons with over 1,000 yards rushing, so I don't want to downplay.
How long did he play?
He played from 2006 to 2014.
Okay, so he had a good career for a running
back.
And
he was great in the passing game as well. So I can definitely see, the comparison there. But go ahead, brother.
No, I was going to say one thing that was cool. And they were sitting there talking about, how did that conversation go to get the number 2? Because I guess he was born on December 2nd.
Yes, it means something. That number means something to his family as well.
That's when greatness was born, which I like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he first went up to Bob, and Bob, that's my dog, man. The head equipment manager, Bob Demansky. And Bob goes, "You don't got to talk to me. I got nothing to do with that. You need to go talk to Daniel."
and he made Daniel Carlson a rich man.
Well, and what I like, though, is Daniel, he said that I've done this before. He said, whatever you give me, half of it goes to charity.
Charity, yes.
Which I thought was great because, you know,
kickers don't make a ton of money, so for him to hear that, that's a great thing.
Jeanty said, yeah, it's great because not only am I getting the number that means something to me, right, but I'm getting involved in the community and which I was always in the community since I was in high school giving back. So I like hearing that.
You just went out to your high school and gave back not too long ago.
Yeah, because you know some guys instead of giving, they buy 18 fucking cars, and it's like, like come on, man. Like,
Carlson should be getting a new deal very soon as well.
You know how much money it was that he paid for the number?
They didn't say, but I think they said something along the lines. It was 6 figures. So
was it?
Yeah. So Jeanty wanted that shit for sure.
Well, it reminded me because always during practice, Woodson always in practice wore a 2 jersey.
Oh yeah.
But obviously we couldn't wear it. We couldn't wear that in the game back then. You know what I mean? But I thought of Woodson too. So
I love that.
There's a lot that, you know, Woodson's in there somewhere with that number 2, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I love it.
No, but then he talked about, like I already talked about, Raheem Mostert talking to the veterans. And then this is really good. You know, I think Eric Anlin might have asked this question or talked about this. You know, physically, he's got the measurables, right, to be in the NFL. But he said it's about the process. And what is your process and your routine and doing that routine over and over. And that's what I talked about. The veterans were like, I know everyone's got their routine now, but there's also a routine that we do, and you can have your adjustments to it, but you need to change your routine to an NFL routine. And that was huge, man. And being consistent with your routine. And one thing I really loved.
Did you see the stance, the thing with in the backfield where he usually stands up at Boise State? That's why they called him the boogeyman. And then Chip Kelly had a conversation with him.
What was his stance?
He stood up just in the backfield. He stood completely up. Like he stood up. So Chip and them were
That's
like,
him just being an asshole.
So yeah, like I'm that good. You know what I'm saying? So, but Chip and them kind of mentioned like an NFL or NBA analogy, like how can you guard? I forgot what it was, but him and Dylan, our running backs coach, former Notre Dame guy, kind of was like, hey, let's get you in your stance normally right now, and we'll figure it out later on down the line. You know what I'm saying? So, but I loved it though, the way they mentioned it, because they called him the boogeyman because he would literally stand straight up in the backfield, like, bro, I can do whatever I want to your defenses. I don't care.
And there was another thing that I love. He talked about, he said it real quickly. He talked about stretching in his routine. Yes. And I was always, and that right there, one shows me that he takes, because there are some guys, man, that if the game's at 1, it was always, you have to be in the locker room 2 hours before kickoff. And there would be dudes that literally would just walk in at 1 o'clock, it'd be 11. And then they just reading the paper, reading the Bible until like 30 minutes before, then they put their gear on and go out. I'm like, I don't know how the fuck you can do that. You know what I mean? But that was the routine, whatever. But he talked about stretching, preparing, getting his body right. So as a running back, right, we've had issues with running backs getting hurt, right? Not being able to play. And a lot of that has to do with their preparation during the week, their pregame performance, what they eat, how they hydrate. That is a lot. I mean, now in college, I'm sure they have, I know here at Purdue, they have specialists and they watch your diet and stuff like that. But back in the day, it was kind of up to you, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. So you had to be very disciplined on making sure you're eating and preparing your body throughout the week. Shout out to Coach Jeff Fish, who was our strength coach out there, gave us a great meal plan and how to, what each guy should be eating. And because, dude, before the games, it's a fucking buffet. I mean, there's goddamn ice cream and sundaes at 9 in the morning. like, you're like, yo, and fried shrimp and fried chicken.
All this shit you shouldn't get your hands on before a damn game.
Like there's some dudes like, hey, they'd be over like Big Sands would be over like, Stu, man, I kind of want a Sunday, dog. I'm like, bro.
Yo, salute to Terrell. Hey, bro, when we seen him at the alumni party, dog, I don't think I've ever seen a motherfucker that big in my life.
He's 6'9", 430.
That shit is crazy, bro.
And can move.
Yeah. Real Sands, man.
But I'd be like, Sands, listen. After the game, I'll buy you the biggest sundae. I'll buy you the biggest sundae they have, bro.
Not right now.
Like, just one scoop, Stu. Just one. But again, that's what I'm saying. It's discipline, and it sounds like he's pretty. I mean, obviously, to do what he did and the way his body is, and to be a running back and maintain your health to rush that many fucking yards.
Yeah,
that he's taking care of his body. He's you can tell that he's going to be a good professional.
And think about this, Stu. His rookie season at Boise State, right? He had 821 yards, but he literally went from 156 attempts on the ground to 220 in 2023 to 374 in 2024. So he ran the football 750 times.
And you remember one of the biggest things when we were talking about number 8 for us, who's with Green Bay,
Josh Jacobs.
We talked about Josh Jacobs, and people said he was getting too many rushes. I'm like, no, bro, like that's what you want. You want, and we went through some of the rushes that the greatest ones had, and you want to feed that motherfucker. Yeah,
I mean, look, bro, Derrick Henry, it looked like he was low-key struggling a little bit early on with Baltimore, and then what they do? Feed him. Next thing you know, massive year. So some of these guys,
it's like a car. It's like I remember this.
Repetition.
There's a guy named Mike Mathis who was my dad's partner at his gym. Great guy, Vietnam vet. He's a car collector, and I had cars, and whenever I go out to start them, they wouldn't work because I wasn't driving them.
Yeah,
you got to drive them, motherfuckers. If you're just sitting, and all of a sudden expect to go out there and rush for 20 times a game, you're gonna get beat up because your body's not used to it. You got to run that motherfucker, dude.
Yep, agreed.
I like that analogy. I'm going to use that. That's a good analogy.
That was a fire one. I was actually going to say that, and then you whereas
I remember Mike Matthews was like, you got to drive that car. You got to drive them.
And I like what Rebel said because this came out of Ashton Jeanty's mouth. This is what he said specifically. Why not draft the guy they can't tackle? Talk your shit, Jeanty. Talk.
Wait, what is it?
He said, why not draft the guy that they can't tackle?
Makes sense to me.
Salute the 10 Commandments. Stu, how significant was a fullback as opposed to a single back offense? Which did you prefer to face?
Coming from my old school way of football style, if I were an offensive coordinator, I get a big motherfucker in there.
Mike Allstott.
Mike Allstott. Well, remember, they had Mike Allstott and Lorenzo Neal.
Yep.
It was, right? Wasn't Lorenzo Neal back there?
Yeah. Wasn't it with Tampa, right?
Yeah. I mean, they had 2 big motherfuckers. And you get 2 big-ass tight ends, and you run between the tackles, and you wear them motherfuckers down.
Yep.
But defensively, a lot of times that fullback's going to take you to where the play is.
Yeah, he was out there for a year with them in 98.
Yeah. Okay, so imagine that backfield.
Crazy.
And then you throw in fucking
was it Warwick Dunn? Warwick Dunn?
Yeah. But anyways, opposed to single back. You know what? Single back. Let me take that back. What I just said. The fullback leads you to the play. At least with a fullback, you can run some misdirection. With a single back, where he's going
is where you got to go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
great question, though, 10 Commandments. I like that.
I like what I like is when you have that H back, that tight end, U back, that tight end / fullback. You have him on the line, then you get him off, and then he goes in the backfield.
Yeah,
so you can run. That's a 21 person, a great play action.
I want to see some of that shit this year with Brock. I want to see some of that shit with Brock.
He can do it.
Yeah,
bro. What's going on with Mayer?
They lined him up in the H-back. Oh, they're saying that Mayer looks great this offseason. And they're expecting big things from this year.
Okay, good.
Miami wanted to trade for him, apparently, and the Raiders had no interest in moving him. And Chip Kelly
for Ramsey or something, or
no, I don't. This was after Ramsey was moved to Pittsburgh, so he was traded to Pittsburgh for Mika Fitzpatrick. This was after because Miami included Jonnu Smith, their tight end, in the trade. They had 2 separate trades, sent 2 guys to Pittsburgh, and then they were looking for a tight end. They wanted Michael Mayer. Raiders said
no.
No.
They brought Fitzpatrick back to Miami.
Back to Miami. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but Mayer, man, I'm expecting some big things
So,
for him.
I mean, again, he was a second round fucking pick.
And we moved up to get him.
Yeah. So, I mean, you talk about two really, 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 really good tight ends.
He was the second best tight end in football that year behind Brock
And
Bowers.
he can block really well, right? Wasn't that one of his things?
In college, definitely. He's gotten better at the NFL level because he's kind of been just kind of allocated to being a blocking tight end since Brock has come in, but now they're getting him more involved in the passing.
And which can, when you're coming, again, when you're the man, and then you come in and he might have had a little come to Jesus moment where it's like, I gotta like figure something out because I'm not the man right now.
Yeah. I got to find what fit in. What was it? Get in where I fit in type
situation.
Get in
where I fit in.
Yeah. So, but I mean, honestly, like with Jeanty this year in year one, what are your realistic expectations coming off that insane year with Boise? I mean, I know we can talk about the personality, how good of a kid he is, how smart he is. He comes from a great family. I literally live right down the street from his high school where he went and performed well. Salute to him and Trey Taylor. They're both former Lone Star guys. They're on the Raiders now. They both went to the same high school, which is crazy. We can talk about all the great things.
They went to high school together?
Yeah, they were both out here at Lone Star State.
Crazy.
Yeah, so crazy. But and there was a couple other guys. What's the kid that plays in Denver right now? He's a special teams ace. Returns kicks for him. I'm drawing a blank. I just talked about him yesterday. A ton of players went to that school though. A ton of them. But what's your expectations for me year one?
Well, I want to say this too, and again, not just because he's a Purdue guy, but I love the
Marvin Mims. Marvin Mims. That was who I was talking about. Former Oklahoma receiver.
I love that they brought in a guy like Raheem Mostert. Who, are we expecting a ton out of him? No, but is he a great changeup? Yes. But he's a guy that I think is a great leader. And a guy that's really going to. I think he knows his role is to bring this kid up. Yeah. A lot like Ray Buchanan's role for me, was to help me, right? I talk about Ray Buchanan, and one of the best things about Ray Buchanan was he taught me everything, how to practice, how to watch film, how to study, how to conduct yourself out in public. And Jeanty's made referrals to that. But this year, I mean, what I wouldn't even know what are some rookie records for first season rushing yards and rushing touchdowns.
I would have to look that up. But let me see.
I would think he'd do better than any rookie that's ever been a rookie before. I think he's got the potential.
Let me see. So NFL rookie rushing record. So Eric Dickerson, 1,800 yards on the ground at 83.
Okay, well that don't count.
Yeah, that's pretty tough, right?
Yeah. Let's do more. Let's do something closer to
George Rogers in 81. He had, and mind you, Eric Dickerson ran the football 400 times pretty much that year.
Well,
so he was running the football a fucking lot, bro. I'm looking.
He had them 3D goggles on, bro.
Yeah. George Rogers has 1,600. Ezekiel Elliott had 1,631 in 2016. So they had a phenomenal offensive line with the Cowboys when Zeke came in. Alfred Morris, former Washington Redskins, 1,613 in 2012.
No shit. Okay.
We can go down a long list. I mean, Edgerrin James in 99, 1,553. Clinton.
So I'm gonna say he's gonna be 1,000-yard rusher.
I agree. I have somewhere in that.
What about touchdowns? What are some touchdowns?
Let me see.
Because here's the thing, that motherfucker can score.
Yeah,
and one of the greatest things, I didn't hear it come up though, but I thought when I first saw him, I thought he was just taking the ball and just gone, right? Mm-hmm. But it's his vision.
Yeah,
his vision is crazy.
Eric Dickerson had 18 touchdowns that year. So
I'm going to say 10 touchdowns.
That's where I had that 10 to 12 range, and I had him probably somewhere in that 1,200. Damn near 1,300 yards on the ground.
Yeah, I'd say 1,200. Yeah.
And you know why? And this may shock some people.
350. Well, how about carries?
It's going to be somewhere in the 200 range.
285.
I think he's going to run the ball a ton. But I think that you mentioned Raheem Mostert. I think that Mostert is going to get a lot of looks in goal line situations. I do. I have a feeling that they're going to have him out there and roll him out. And once again,
here's the deal: we talk about speed. Shit, Raheem Mostert. When the Big Ten championships were here at Purdue, and my wife got to hand out the medals for the 400 winners, Raheem Mostert won the 100 and 200.
Yeah,
in the Big Ten,
and he's still fast as shit at 33.
Yeah. So, and here's the deal: is when we talked about this too, he didn't really play football very much.
Yeah, you know? He started.
And when he did, he was. Remember, he broke. I think he had the kickoff return record or whatever, but he didn't start learning running back until probably like 4, 5, maybe 6 years. So his body's not as beat up coming out of high school and coming out of college. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think they're a great 1-2 fucking punch. Yeah, and coming off that injury last year, Mostert is healthy now. I think it was a torn. Bro, can you imagine though? You put Jeanty 4.45, Mostert probably a 4.3, fucking our receiver fucking 4.30, fucking all these guys out there. Dante and Trey Tucker fucking 4.2 and 4.3. So like, dude, you better have some bad motherfuckers trying to keep up with those guys. Yeah, he had a chest injury last year. Raheem did? Yeah, that kind of just hampered his season. Because remember, in 2023, what do you think that would be? It was a back or something, or was it his sternum? Was it sternum? He probably got. Yeah, I think it was sternum. But yes, but in 2023, I mean, he led the league in touchdowns. He had 18, I believe, 18 on the ground, and he had like 21 total. And that's a team that throws the ball. Yeah. So I mean, he's still quick as shit. They're going to find a way to get him involved. And once again, I know we say this all the time, but I really do. I mean, with the coach, my biggest thing I think's been because we've had the players the last couple of years. I felt like we had the players, maybe that quarterback position, not so much. Maybe that star receiver, not so much. But defense has gotten better. Obviously, we've made some trades there, got rid of some guys I think we should have got rid of. But I think the coaching staff that we have, dude. I mean, phenomenal. Bro, I mean, offensively, are you shitting me? I mean, you can go all across the board. I think that we got way better, and this is no knock to Cadillac Williams, but we went and got Dealing, a guy that helped. I was never a fan of Cadillac. He wasn't. Yeah, I know, bro. But, once again, it's a name, right? So everybody gets excited. We're like, oh, Cadillac, Auburn. Yeah, I think he was the Pepsi Rookie of the Year that never did anything after that. Yeah, he kind of broke down a little bit. Ronnie Brown took over from there. I mean, because they were both at Auburn. Oh, you know what? I got to hit it, Ronnie. I got to get him on the show, and I got to bring you on with us. You got his number? Yeah, bro. Remember, I was kicking it with him and my guy at the the Shrine Bowl stuff. Yeah. And they're like, we would love to come on the show. So, like, what is he doing? He's coaching? They're doing, they're like teaching all the young guys finances. They're like showing these guys how to take care of their money, where to put it. You know what I mean? So they don't make the same mistakes that you guys, something like you made, buying dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but I got to hit up Ronnie, and I got to hit up my guy definitely to get him on the show. That'd be a great show. Text Ronnie and say, hey, do you mind if Stu gets your number? Yeah, I will. Remember I sent you the picture? I said, hey, Ronnie said, what's up? Yeah. So, now, again, a guy that I respect the hell out of, a bad motherfucker. You said he was one of the toughest running backs to bring down. Bad motherfucker. Yeah. But, I mean, we got better with Dealing, bringing him in from Notre Dame. The thing that he worked wonders with those running backs out there. Love is one of the best running backs in football in Notre Dame. He is that's a step up from a Cadillac with several steps up. Chip Kelly, phenomenal national championship. My boy. Yeah, look, you got also Brennan Carroll. Oh yeah, great. Yeah, phenomenal quarterback coach. Yep. Like this is going to be a great situation with him and Gino in the middle. And I think Pete Carroll is a good. He's a good facilitator. Yes. And then his son, Brendan Carroll, was running the offensive line, but he has Joe Philbin there as well to help make sure that O-line is gelling the right way, right? So what's going on with Tom Brady? What's the situation with him? Tom? Yeah. He's still in the building. He's heavily involved personnel-wise. He's sometimes Woodson in the building. Woodson's no. Okay. Wood is now minority owner for the Cleveland Browns. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So did he grow up in Cleveland? Right down the street, like 30, 45 minutes away. Small town out there in Ohio. So
it's kind of a hometown dream, you know what I mean, to be able to get some steak, you know what I mean? But I mean, it'd be like you with the Lions, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Which I wish I would have bought into when I was playing for him, because that shit would have been at
fucking skyrocket right now, bro. Yeah. Hey, brother, as much power Ian will probably be a starter in that motherfucker right now, superstar. You know what I'm saying? But no, but the coaching staff is phenomenal. Rob Leonard, Patrick Graham with Carroll. He gets to sprinkle in his little,
D Bernie put in the 40 times.
There you go. Thornton 4-3, Tucker 4-4, Besh 4-5, Tucker 4-6. Wait. There's two Tuckers there.
He probably meant
Thornton is a 4-3. Tucker, he says, a 4-4. Besh is a 4-5. I'm trying to figure out who you're talking about right there with the 4-6.
Brock?
Nah.
What was his 40?
I don't know what Brock's 40 was. Let me see.
Oh, yeah. Also, too, everyone, I have been on Madden. I did download the new NCAA.
4-5-3, Brock.
Okay. My gamer tag is Die Butcher. I'm 22 right now in the world for the 3-on-3 joint.
Talk that shit, Stu.
Hey, man. Hey, the dude a couple of days ago was calling me Schwarzenegger. That's my last name.
Yo, that video you sent me, bro, while you were talking about this shit, that shit was hilarious, bro. Mayor ran a 4-7, so
okay.
Mayor's more on the slower side of things. But he said Jacoby 4-6. Okay. And Jacoby's not known for his speed. He's known for his route running ability, his blocking ability, and all that other stuff. But once again, deceptive speed, nonetheless. You know what I mean, Stu? Like, it doesn't look that fast, but game
was
speed,
like that. Jerry Porter was like that.
There you go.
Big ass, he ain't fast, then all of a sudden he'll go by you. Yeah.
Take the top off the defense. But man, other than that, man, I mean, what's your final thoughts on Ashton Jeanty?
I think that was a phenomenal pick. You know, I think he's got all the intangibles for a running back. I think he's got leadership.
Yep.
He's a lot of times, probably I'd say 90% of the time, a young guy's success has nothing to. Well, I don't want to say nothing to do with his talent or what he did previously, but it's the system he gets put into and how he's managed and how the game plan is and the people around him is going to dictate their success probably more than their physical ability is going to. You know what I mean? But now I say the 1%ers of the 1%, the Randy Mosses, the Warren Sapps, the Drew Breeses, the LaDainians, wherever those Calvin Johnsons, wherever those guys went, they're going to be good. But for the rest of us, it's all about the situation you're put into. And I think he's put in a great situation.
Yeah.
I think he's a guy that, again, he's a healthy guy. He takes care of his body. I think he's humble. And I think he's got good players in that locker room to lead. So I think our rookies are in a good situation. I can't wait to break down the rest of them and talk about them. But as far as these two guys go, I think they're going to be huge contributors for us.
I love it. Real quick, you guys, we will be covering Darian Porter and Tommy Mellott sometime this week. So stay tuned. We're definitely going to be rocking, with two more players. And then you guys just keep feeding new names.
Yeah.
We'll keep doing these shows and talking about these guys. You know what I mean? But, what is. I don't know why you guys keeps saying somebody's blocked in the chat. I can see all your comments. But somebody just said something stupid. So I love blocking people. It's like, I'm going to be real with you. It's a passion of mine. You know what I'm saying?
Hero was blocked. What
he was cooked. Hey, look, bro, if there's better Raider podcast out there and so on and so forth, go watch them. There's nothing wrong with that.
No one's making you watch us.
No, nobody's making you watch shit. So, but once again, I get that's my pleasure. You look at my Instagram, my YouTube, my Twitter, like my block list is the Kembe Mutombo finger. Like,
we needed to block that dude it's a Cincinnati game.
Facts. I'm still trying to figure out why the fuck they were singing about West Virginia out there.
They didn't even know, right? They're like,
what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? But nah, hey, look, you guys, I don't do all the messy, goofy stuff. You guys watch what you want to watch. But when I see little certain things and I see names that kind of traveled around that say bad things about, we see everything. I just want you guys to know that we see everything.
We don't address it because if we addressed it, then that's all we would be talking about.
Yeah. So, but I see everything. So when I see certain names in the comment section that said bad stuff, about family members and stuff, and I don't even know y'all personally, you're getting cooked. It's just simple and plain. So, but go watch the 789 other Raider podcasts in the world.
Other garbage ones.
Hey, man, hey, and I'm like Stu said it. I didn't say
other garbage. That made it sound like ours is garbage.
Look, there's some great ones. There's some great ones. I love what everybody's doing in this space. You know what I'm saying? But once again,
the whole thing is we just want to win, man. Like there's that's all we want as the nation. We just want our team to win, and we want our guys to have success, and we want our guys to be healthy and have fun and give us a shout out once in a while.
Boys, this show is better than the show. Sue me, Graphk. Hey, look at the default picture, bro.
Is that his picture?
Yo, Bodega wasted, bro. That shit is hilarious, dog.
Hey, he's beating me on the white beard, though. I'm kind of jealous of that.
He definitely got you, but he got you by like 40 years, too. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? But once again, you got anything for the nation before we get out of here, man?
No, I just want to say hopefully everyone is out there having a good summer.
Hell yeah.
Staying safe. It's been hotter than hot up over here, man. Like in the hundreds, like with the humidity and stuff. So as we talked about earlier, thoughts and prayers go out to the families there down in Texas, and be safe out there, but enjoy life and don't sweat the little shit, man. You know what I mean? Just
there you go.
Live every day like it's your last, to be honest with you.
There you go, man. Salute to my brother Stu. Salute to everybody here in the building. Tomorrow, coffee and convo. And if Stu's around, just let me know if you're free, man. We can talk about the other two players whenever you're free this week. Let's. Like
I said, no, you just tell me. That's the best way to do it. Because if you leave it up to me to decide,
well, I may do. I'll call you after this. And we'll figure it out. Salute to the chat. As always, you guys, make sure you wipe them feet, man. Get those likes up on both channels. Salute to everybody watching on Stu's show, my show, Twitter. Stupac is back. It's always good to get my brother. But when he gets in that notebook bag, shit get ugly out here, man. I'm trying to tell you, it gets real. It gets real. So, but other than that, man, love and appreciate all you guys. We are out. One.